this to my page so people know there's a lot of excited people on my page that are excited to hear your spin on this, because I just went live on a pretty darn similar topic just about a half an hour ago.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, think about this this post coming from Danhenry. It's a really great post, actually. But I'll recap. What if I told you almost every piece of marketing advice you've ever received actually works? Probably every course works too. The problem is the mindset doesn't let you take advantage of it. And I actually said something very similar to this a few months back, but I said kind of not the opposite, but the other end of this, which is every single course that you've gotten that didn't work is because of your belief systems and your mindset. So what is more important? Think about this. Is it the strategies that you get?
I want to peek at comments. I want to see what people have to say about this, because I think that a lot of people are going to answer a certain way, but they don't live from that way. That's what I think.
Interesting. So is it the strategies, right? The courses, the information that you get about marketing or building business or self-development, or is it the beliefs around that particular thing? So in order to understand this, you first have to understand that the way that we do anything is the way that we do everything. You bring the same version of yourself to every single situation. You bring the same version of yourself to the courses. You bring the same version of yourself to the business. You bring the same version of yourself to go and brush your teeth you bring the same version of yourself to your relationships.
Yep. To your health.
To your health.
To the way you eat.
And we actually work on this in our group coaching program, where we actually analyze this in real time. We have a way of analyzing this and shifting this in real time. It's really, really interesting. If there's anybody in our group program that has been through the process, what we call movement feedback, let us know what you think about it. Let people know in the group what you think and some of the breakthroughs that you've had around that as well. I've had some tremendous breakthroughs doing that process myself, and that's what inspired me to bring it into our group coaching program. So what is it? Strategies or beliefs? Well, I think we have to understand that both are important. So without one, the beliefs can only go so far. And the other way around, the strategies without the beliefs are just not going to work. Right. And that's what Danhenry is talking about.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts on this, Amber?
Yeah, the same thing. I mean, it's it's one of those things where you need both, right? But yeah, I mean, each by themselves are going to get you so far. Without the other, you're missing a huge piece. But without the energy, you're missing a bigger piece. You're in a worse spot if you're missing the energy than if you're missing the strategy. But I think it takes both. I think it's really important to have a strategy and a plan that feels good to your soul every day so that you can create predictability in your business, because what that allows you to do is be more free with your energy. I also feel like missing the energy piece is hugely detrimental.
Exactly. So one thing that we know for sure is that it's not necessarily the strategy or even the business that's going to bring the desired income or desired goal into place.
This is what I talked about earlier.
What is going to bring that is going to be your beliefs around it, period. Like, that's the thing that, that's the thing that creates it, not brings it. Yeah. The thing that brings it, or the thing that will actually, the mechanism that brings it in, I should say, is going to be the business. But first, it's going to be the beliefs, right?
Yep.
That
Good way to put it.
Create that.
Yeah, because
ceiling, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, because here's the thing about it. Your income is not directly dependent on your business either. We live in an energetic world. So if you have a set point and you have committed to calling in a certain level of abundance in your life, we have to get out of the mindset that this is the only way it can come in, that this is how it's going to come in, that this is what it's going to look like, that this plan leads to this thing, We have to let go of that. And as soon as we do, and we know that our income is based on our energy, our income is based on our vibration and our expectation and what we commit to, then we get to find out what way it comes in. And we get to do the work every day, and we get to plan and strategize and do our daily tasks. But we're not grasping from a scarce mindset on that this is the way I get paid.
Very nice. So here's one thing that I think of is like, how do we tap into this power and understand where our beliefs are, first of all, and reconstruct beliefs that will support the desire that we're going for. So the goal that we're going for. In this case, we're talking about adding an extra 10K in 30 days, right? And the reason why we say that is because everybody's kind of at a different level. And if you are able to shift the beliefs to support that 10K in 30 days, it's likely going to shift it even farther than 10K. It's going to start the process as to really, really scaling, really, really understanding like what's controlling this thing beneath the scenes.
Yeah.
The other side too is this. We work with a lot of clients in the belief area, and we've done our own belief work as well. One thing that we've noticed with our personal beliefs is that if you shift one belief, you can see some really magical things happen. And if you're going against the beliefs, so if you're doing the courses like we were, doing the courses, doing the throwing the spaghetti at the wall, trying everything, like
creating things in order to make money.
Exactly. Chances are, and you have that belief that's you're fighting against, it's going to be like trying to lasso a bubble. Like it's just not going to happen, right?
That does not sound fun at all.
No, it's going to be very, very difficult for that thing to come into fruition. So we need to understand how powerful the mindset and the beliefs are. And we need to start doing the things that are going to support that desired goal. And we need to understand and have tools to diagnose and to fix those problems. And we do have those tools, and they're actually really, really easy to do, right?
Yeah.
So just to kind of take it back, like we've been in the marketing kind of entrepreneur space for about 7 years now, and we were definitely falling in these traps, like get the next shiny object. That's, at least I was.
It's cool because you've been doing it a little longer than me. And
right.
Every time you say that, I go to like, oh, I wonder what Christian was doing before I arrived on the scene, because when I met you, it was like my first taste of entrepreneurship. Pretty magical times, actually. And man, did we try so many things.
Yeah.
And it was always like this big problem we were solving. And it was a struggle for a long time. In fact, it wasn't until we started utilizing these tools around energy that the shifts finally came.
Yeah, and just to think of one of our clients, she's in real estate. And what's really, really interesting about this, so check this out. We've talked about this one a lot because it's a pretty powerful one. And thank you for inspiring people, that person that I'm talking about. And I'm sure if she's watching this, she'll say something. But here's what's really crazy, like future beliefs. So that's one thing that we have to take in consideration, right? So like future beliefs can be a problem. So in other words, if you have a goal of reaching X amount of dollars or X amount of things, and then you would be like, okay, I hit that goal. What's the first thing that you would do? Just think about that. If you're watching this right now, what's the first thing that you would do? Oh, I would want to go to Disneyland, right? I would take that money, or I'd reinvest it in something. And let's say that belief of you reinvesting it in something goes against the belief of actually getting that goal. So in other words, you are scared to lose your money on the investment, but your goal is to get to X amount of dollars per month. And once you got to that goal, you would take that money and invest it. Well, guess what? Because that belief is overriding anything that comes to get that goal, it's going to be difficult to get that goal.
It's a self-sabotage that's happening behind the scenes inside of you, which you guys, this is really in-depth stuff, especially if it's your first time hearing it. So if you don't mind, Christian, I'm going to repeat it too, because the first time people hear this stuff, sometimes it's really hard to wrap your head around. And if you don't know a lot about the subconscious mind, then we need to deep dive a little bit more into that at some point as well. But very, very basic. Your subconscious is governing 98% of your reality. So congratulations. If you're not where you want to be, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. With that being said, what Christian was saying here is you've got this goal to say, make a certain amount of money. Okay. You know what you're going to do with that money. You're going to take a trip. You're going to invest, whatever. You may have a subconscious belief that is preventing you from doing that thing
to make the money
that you're going to do when you make the money. For instance, go to Disneyland. I know it sounds really basic. Disneyland's kind of a weird example, but maybe there's a travel fear in the subconscious or an airplane thing or who knows what. There is something blocking you in the subconscious from what you're going to do with that money. And so what happens in that case is that you're not going to make that money.
Right, because the fear is going to override that.
The subconscious fear is going to throw a big fat self-sabotage wrench in your plans without you even knowing what's going on. And so you can go on for years and years pushing towards this goal and feeling like you're doing all the things wrong and you need the next solution and all this stuff. But really it's deeper inside of you. And once we clear those things out, that's when all the pieces fall into place.
Yeah, absolutely. So how we became aware of this is our mentor, or my mentor, I should say, was telling me a story about a woman that's an entrepreneur. She went to a healer because she couldn't find success. Problem after problem after problem. The healer started asking questions, diving a little bit deeper. And he said, okay, so what's the first thing that you would do if you were to achieve that success? And she said, I would travel to Italy.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, let's do some belief work around this. Let's test your beliefs. Let's figure out if there's something in the traveling to Italy side. Sure enough, there was. They did some work. They shifted the beliefs. And then next thing you know, boom, her business takes off.
Yeah.
Because that one belief was the thing that bent the hose in half and got the water stuck. And no water's coming out of the other side of the hose. But then once you undo that belief and shift that belief, boom, you take the hose and you open it up and it shoots out.
Yeah.
Right. And we've seen this with our personal clients too, around traumatic areas of life. Like these things are all connected. So for what we do as quantum healers, we really focus on this area, but particularly with entrepreneurship. And when you do, you're going to see absolute magic. Any other thoughts, Amber?
Yeah, I mean, that was a way deeper dive than I was expecting to take. So I'm super grateful. I mean, back to the original question, what exactly is our title? What's more important, the beliefs or the strategies? This is just a deep dive into why the beliefs, in fact, carry more weight than the strategies.
Yeah, and kind of recapping, the beliefs are the first thing that we need to address.
Yeah.
We need to address those beliefs, and everything else will be a lot easier. There's like a 95% success rate with that, right? But you still have 5%, so that 5% is really, really powerful. It could actually keep you stuck also. So the actions, once those beliefs are aligned, the actions that you take after you align those beliefs and get those beliefs, those limiting beliefs out of the way, boom, it's like, opening up the pressure on that hose and letting the water just shoot out.
Yeah, totally.
And it's so much easier, so much fulfilling, so much funner, yada, yada, all the positive things that come with this, because you're going to see, you're not going to be struggling and pushing a wet noodle up a hill.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be difficult. It's going to be a lot easier. You're going to crush through your goals, et cetera, et cetera.
How many of you guys would like ease and fun in your business?
Yeah.
I'm curious how many people have been in business for a while and it's not fun and easy anymore, or it never has been. I'm really curious. I hope that learning that these belief systems are the most important part, because I would much rather tell you that than tell you all this logical strategy stuff, because that stuff's pretty simple to shift, guys. And if you're in that place and you want to find out what beliefs might be keeping you stuck, more insight on what might be able to drive the needle forward in an easier way for you and create more fun and grace and ease in your business, then we would love to connect with you. It's what we do each and every single day. All you've got to do is send one of us a private message, Christian or myself. If we're not friends yet and you're here, by all means, send us some friend requests. Send us a private message if you're serious and very, very committed to finding joy in your business and sticking with it for the long haul. Because if it's a pressure cooker right now, it's just a matter of time before something creeps in and looks like a hot, shiny object, and maybe you're going to go back to work or whatever it is. Let's prevent that. We're on a serious, passionate mission for helping others create the freedom that they desire. So if that's you, let's chat.
Awesome.
All right, you guys. We'll catch you next time. Have a good, happy Friday, happy weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you later.